Oh, buddy, it's the weekend. It's the weekend. I'm really sorry. I was supposed to make this video a couple of days ago, but this, things just did not turn out. And so here we go. Got all the things that we have here. So first of all, I said I was gonna help somebody find the pesky bind button on the Moblite 7. So this is not the Moblite 7, although it says on there, because and I just closed it. It was already open. But what it has in here is the instruction manual. So you'll notice one thing is that between the Emacs, the Mantis 85, and the Moblite, the one that has the more comprehensive and very well put together instruction manual is the one that I got, which is the Mantis here. So that's pretty cool. And I got that because of Drone Camps RC. Suggested it in one of his videos that it was a really cool ready-to-fly kit and that it would make my life a happy one. So I trusted Drone Truths and I got Drone Truths. So that's pretty cool, isn't it? I think so. Anyway, it was a ready-to-fly kit that came with this remote. And the coolest thing was that then I was able to use this same remote to connect my Happy Model Moblite 7. So one remote to rule them all. Anyhow, somebody asked me, where is the bind button for the Moblite 7? So let's get into that. These right here are the instructions for the Moblite 7. And it'll show you, I think this is that button, the button of doom. It's super small. It's on the flight board. Anyway, so I believe it is that little tiny thing there. So let's take out the actual drone and find it on there because, again, it's so micro. It's so microscopic. I've only done the procedure once, so I can't, to be honest, remember it myself where in the blimmin' heck it is. But you see, it's kind of triangular. So let's zoom down a little bit and stop with the pop-ups, YouTube. Yeah, we already know. How many lives have we done? Do we still need to get this welcome to live chat? Remember, guard your privacy and blah, blah, blah. Do you need to see it every time? It really gets frustrating. I think we know by now. We've been on YouTube for 15 years. I think by now we know what to do and what not to do and what we're comfortable with. Anywho, so the bind button, I can't remember if it's on this side or if you flip it on this side over here. So let's try to match it. So if you flip it this way, it would be like this to follow this diagram over here. So the diagram over here underneath it, let's see, over here and over here. I don't think it's this way though, to be honest. Does it say bind button? It says ground. It says 2.4 gigahertz buzzer. It tells you where the buzzer is. Strip LED TX2 RX. There's a bunch of interesting names. Oh, there it is. Bind right here. So let's follow the bind button over here. It says bind, and you follow it down here to this little place over there. Again, as I said before, it's super, super tiny and small, and it helps that there's this, I can't tell if it's USB-C or not. We'll take a look at it. Maybe it's not USB-C on this one. But what it does do is it tells you that you have to face. So usually the drone is on like this. You want to flip it to the battery side in order to be able to see the bind button. And the bind button is minuscule. It's just really, really minuscule. Let's see. Bind. I don't remember how. I must have used like a teensy-weensy screwdriver or something to gently press on it to get it to bind. I did this a long, long time ago. It was not easy because you need to press that bind button and then attach the battery at the same time in order to get it to run, so I'm not going to mess with it. But that is where it is. It is absolutely microscopic. So, yeah. Yep. And that does not look like a USB-C. This is one of the ones like the old mobile phones will have this kind of connector here. Like I think the Vilta and a bunch of other things that I have still use this very old connector. But yeah, there you have it. That is a microscopic button, and you need something really, really small and gently press on it in order for it to bind, as it says there. Be careful, because you could short something if you're not careful. Anyhow, so there is there is what is called the solution to the problem of where is the bind button for that. So let's zoom out. Hopefully no more of those YouTube pop-ups are going to show up. So just in case you didn't see it before or something happened with the camera, if you go here, the bind button. So remember to flip it on its on its belly and turn it like this, like a turnip. This is the easiest way to see it. You'll see that ridiculous port that they don't have these days. It's all USB-C. And the bind button is just below there. It's super teensy weensy. It's shiny. It's shiny in there. Be careful, be careful. I think there's a couple of videos, and I think I made one as well, where I actually do the binding. Don't just go with this video itself. Because I wouldn't want you to break anything. Let's just go through the instructions real quick. I'll just read them out. So it says Beta Flight 357 version. Original firmware out of the box. So binding procedure: press and hold the bind button, then powering the Mobile 7. So you have to have that pressed down first, and it's telling you to use a pencil. So maybe graphite, not too sharp because you might damage stuff. So I wouldn't use a mechanical pencil, but you know what probably would be better would be a toothpick. A toothpick. So you don't short something out because it's wood, and you go gentle on the button. Yeah. So it says flight controller will blink basically, and then the receiver is going to bind. So you have to put your remote control, which would be this one here, into bind, because basically the procedure is pretty annoying because you feel like you need 4 hands, like one of those amazing sculptures from the Indian gods or something, where you have 6 to 8 hands to get the procedure done. But anyway, they're making it a lot easier these days. So like the other drone that I showed you guys, the Speedy Bee, you don't have to do that because you can use that good old system called Bluetooth and Beta Flight on your phone. Anyhow, I also said that I was going to do a quick video here on replacing the prop that I dismantled the other day. And maybe we'll remove multiples. I don't know. This one looks a little wonky. If you see here, this could be turning and hitting that cable there. We don't want that either. So on occasion, it's probably just best to change out a bunch of the props. And this could be the occasion. I noticed that when I fly, the props that break off the most tend to be the ones at the bottom back here. What I've done is the ones in the back here are a little bit sharper than the ones in the front. These were the originals that came with the bird, but I've changed out the back ones because I bought the ones online and I didn't know how sharp they were going to be. So I tend to keep the nice and not sharp ones in the front and the sharper ones in the back. The ones that usually break are the ones in the back anyway, when I go into like the trees and stuff. So yeah, I like it like this. It's very strange, it's very odd. It gives you some strange flight characteristics, but they work well. They work well for me. I like the way this thing flies, especially with the slightly heavier battery. So this thing here comes with, let me see, where's the original battery? Comes with this battery here. This is the Happy Model battery that it comes with out of the box. And it's pretty good, but the flight times are really short on this. So what I did is I bought my favorite tattoo batteries. They're amazing. And so with this, you can tell that it's slightly larger. It slows down the bird because if it's too light, it goes really, really, really fast. And with this, it makes it a little bit heavier, which makes it easier to fly for beginners. So if you're beginner intermediate, I can suggest you do that. You get a better flight time. The VTX actually puts out a better signal because it just gets more juice. I noticed that with the Happy Model battery, the one that came with, you would get slightly less good range on the VTX, as well as, I don't know, just the flight performance was a little bit less appealing to me. Again, it's wonderful that they made this thing super light, and it is wonderful that everything came out the way it was. But I would eventually, you have to keep the price down. It's just better to get one of these to get better flights. Anyway, let's get some of these wrenches out because I want to change those out real quick. And I have my trusty box of spare props right here. I have a bunch of other ones too. I've got some blue ones. I've got some see-through ones. They're all pretty awesome. And it's nice that they come. A lot of times they come with the stickers, the Happy Model stickers. Love those. Love those. Oh, and these ones are Emacs. You can't put them on this drone. I put these on my Seagull. Seagull has these ones. It's wearing these ones because it likes to accessorize too. Maybe we'll put on some see-through ones because it looks like these ones are all by themselves. They're Avon RC Hobby. Why are there only 2 of these over here? I don't know. Avon. Anyway, the good guy at RC Depot Hobbies was nice, and he helped me with my eSheen drone. So thanks to him, my drone is a whole lot better and smoother, and I was able to fly it and do all kinds of fun things because it came with a remote that had the wrong polarity or whatever. It was just not doing what I needed it to. So sadly, that one needed some fixing. So he helped me out with that. So, oh yeah, and I got both of these from the same store out there somewhere in LA. So yeah, RC Depot Hobbies. This is the Scimitar from Emacs, and this is the Avon Scimitar propeller. But I guess it's just the box, and these are the ones from the Gem fam, the family fam of Gem. Anyhow, I'm just being ridiculous. It's cool that the eSheen comes with the same sort of wrench as what came with the get out you. Having another day where it's just like, come on. It comes with the same wrench. This is the wrench here. Let's see if that's true. I don't want to be lying to you. As the one that came with the other drone. And the other drone here had a bunch of spares, which is cool too. And I do believe that that is the same wrench. So let's check it out to be sure. The Mantis from Happy Model. Although this one, for some reason, rusted. I don't think it'll change the performance. But yeah, okay, fine. They're the same. So this one that came with the Ishin Seagull did not rust, but it's also been kept and stowed away neatly inside the drone case. So it never really had access to water or, you know, the elements never got in there. The other one was in the case that I bring with me all the time, so maybe that's why one rusted and the other one did not. Anyhow, so what I like to do usually is I will use the, well, okay, I'm not sure what's going on with this. It's not going in. Never mind. It only wants to stick in this way. Okay. Yay. Anyhow, so let's change these out. It's been a long time coming. I've had this drone for a long time. You guys can go back and check out good old Justin Davis from Drone Camps RC when he put his video out. I got it from his review. So, okay, here we go. We've got the propeller that we want to change out. Let's see. Let's compare it to the one that's in here. Again, they're all Gemfam. So these are brand new, not beaten up ones. But let's make sure that they are the same, as in the orientation is the same, because otherwise we are going to have a really, really bad time at the field. We are going to have a bad time at the field. So let's double check everything is okay. So notice the shape is the same. This blade is pointing downwards, just like that one. And this one is pointing down this way. And this is the one that was missing, so that's correct that way. Now, if we were to use the other one, I think this one is it the same though? Sometimes they're the same and sometimes they're the opposite. So what you want is, you see how this is the tall bit and this is the one that's down. You want it to be opposite. So this is the tall and down. So they mirror each other like that. If, on the other hand, you have one that's tall here and low here, and then it's tall here and it goes down. Let's see if I find another one of those props. I can show you what I mean. So this is the correct one for there. And this would be the correct one. So these are both the same. The same on that one. I don't know if I have any more of the see-through ones. I've got a whole bunch of the see-through ones. Why do I have so many of the see-through ones? I don't know. But let's take a look real quick so you guys can see what I'm talking about. Let's see if this is... Yeah, there we go. If I put this prop on here, this is tall and this is closer to the ground. So this is further away from the ground and closer to the ground. And this one, it's the opposite. So this is closer to the ceiling and this is closer to the ground. So if I put this on here, the thing is going to do the chicken dance, like Captain Drone would say, and it will be a terrible thing. What I need to do is to put this one on, which is matching. And when it matches, which means it is in reverse to this one, on both of these, this is lower to the ground and lower to the ground on this side. Closer to the ceiling on top, closer to the ceiling on top. So this will work. And then I will just have to put it in and use those famous screws to keep it in place. So yeah, there we go. And we have to try to match up the holes there so that it works. 1 and 2. And if you use this kind of thing that I just said, this methodology, you are less likely to destroy your drones. because in the beginning, especially if you are a noob, you will run into this problem that I just showed you guys right now, where you're not sure which way to go. And I had that problem a couple of times. And yeah, that does not give you very good flight characteristics. And when the bad stuff happens, you will cry a lot, especially if you end up losing your drone. You lose your drone, you're going to be crying. So anyway, there we go. That was that, which is great. And I'm going to change this one out too, because as you saw before, it goes dangerously close to that wire. I really do not want that. And we're going to do the same thing that we did. Again, we need to make sure that this is closer to the ceiling. So then on this side, it would be closer to the ceiling. This is closer to the ground here. And so this one will be the same. We do not want to put the other kind of prop on, which would be this one. Yeah, you see this one. So if I put this one on, you'll notice that this is closer to the ceiling. This is closer to the ground on this side. Closer to the ceiling, closer to the ground. So you don't want that. You want them to match up like that. We're going to get rid of that one. And we're going to unscrew this. Unscrew this one. We'll get rid of all these broken ones. It is very, very interesting. And because I collected them all, to notice that all the ones that broke in the past tended to be the ones in the back. So that is very interesting how that turned out. All the beaten up props were in the rear. This one was in the rear, and then I changed it out. This is the very first or the second one that I changed out. So there's a bunch of props basically that we got to throw out. Got to throw out. And this one clearly snapped. So there we go. So I hope that solves the issue with the Moblite 7. Where is the bind button? Hopefully you guys find that little tutorial that I did at the beginning helpful, because I absolutely do agree that can be a troublesome thing to do, binding that button. I mean, to be perfectly honest, I believe that Happy Model should make a lot more of these ready-to-fly kits and include that awesome remote that I love so much. It just turns out to be really useful. Man, it's hard to get this off. I do not want to hurt the drone. I'm taking this off. I should have one of those. I don't know where I put mine. There's a little tool that you can use which allows you to remove these things a lot more easily, just more easily than what I just did there. A lot of times those things come with the Hubsan ready-to-fly kits. Fortunately, those things are not. A lot of those are not brushless, and they're not as good as the Happy Model ones. But it's nice that they come with the, I wouldn't say that they're wrenches or anything. They're like little tools that go right underneath the motors, and you can sort of pry and lift the propellers off, and it's less likely to damage the little round pokey thing on which you attach your propellers to. Anyhow, it's the weekend, guys. It's the weekend, guys. I'm still half asleep, so I do apologize. I do apologize for that. But I did finally make this video, so I hope that it helps someone out there, whoever it is. As many people as possible. That's the plan. That's the plan. Anyway. Okay, so these have been now replaced and removed. They look nice. They are not likely to hit any of the wires, which is important. This here is just a piece of plastic or a piece of grass, so that's not a wire. Don't worry about that. You have to worry if this thing reaches out here and hits those wires or these wires, which it does not look like it will. And hopefully we'll get some really nice flights again. Should I replace the ones in the front? The ones in the front usually don't take that much damage. There's a little bit of damage on this one, just slight. Overall, it looks okay. They look okay, so I'm going to leave them. Usually they're fine. I don't know why the rear ones tend to get most of the damage. Ever since I've purchased and flew this thing, it has never had any problems at all with the rear ones. So I meant the ones in the front. Sorry, the rear ones. Gosh, back to speech lessons and stuff. Anyhow, so as I said before, these ones are the ones that usually get wrecked the most. The front ones have, these are still the original ones. That's why they're a little bit dirty. Probably took a slight hit there, but they're still perfectly fine. So I'm not gonna mess with that. I could change them out next time if they get scuff marks or scratches and stuff, but they look pretty good. Anyhow, so I hope this little tutorial this morning will help you guys out. And yeah, I'm looking forward to having a lot more happy model flights or happy flights with this model and the other one. And yeah, I love this quad just as much as I love the other one that I use in here. I like this case, the Emax case, because it's just smaller form factor, and I like the way that they set up the batteries. And this is here for the charger, and these are the batteries. And funny enough, the Emax batteries work on this drone. So just so you know, if you had the Emax with the funky camera on it, and you lost the drone because of the funky camera, and it kept like, the issues that I had with that one is the camera, even though it has 2 screws to keep it in place, would never really stay in place. And so what happened after a while is, even if I tried gluing it, it would still not stay in place. Whenever it like touched anything, it would move, which was a total drag. It was total drag. So anyway, but the case is cool. The case is cool. As you see, the form factor, it is slightly smaller than what you get from Happy Model, but I like the way the things are placed in there slightly better than this one. Because for your, you see this, actually, it's okay, but you need to remember to remove a bunch of these things here. You know, you take some of these out, then you have space for all the tools and batteries and stuff. I never thought about taking those out, so for the time being, I prefer using the Emax one. Again, nothing wrong with Emax. They make beautiful blades. And now they have a newer drone, which is brushed motors, but it's very easy to fly. Super easy to fly. And then the other one of my favorite drones, I think, would be the Nano of Emax. Just not a fan of that camera's, the sort of the white ones with the camera that swivels. Yeah, I can't do that. Anyhow, there we have it, guys. There we have it, guys. Hopefully, now that this is all set up, on Monday we'll be able to go out there and take some more videos of just flying around this awesome place where I get to live, which is a blessing, a blessing. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you all soon in the next one.